Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, ready to watch the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League get their Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series season going once more. We've had a few weeks off because of special events, holidays, that sort of thing. But we are ready to get back going here. We are fired up for a night of action at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. There we are. Glad everybody could join us. Live on Twitch. Live on the DOB Facebook page and YouTube page. Now we got chat going. We got dual 35-lap features tonight. Wingless Wednesday. So midgets and then wingless 360 sprints. We've seen the wingless sprints in DOB competition recently at the Knoxville Raceway. That was for the Corn Belt Nationals, where James Tiernan was able to secure a victory. Going to be a little different here tonight. Got a good field of midgets here. Looks like about 30 cars in there right now. Shea Pallow, Ross Weiss, Billy Rowley, top three right now. Looks like Ross, good old buddy from the World of Outlaws, hanging out with us here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the point standings. As you can see, top of the list right now for the DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series is Alex Smolders, who is 16 points ahead of Anthony Lepresto. Mason Hannigan currently sitting in third. James Tiernan is fourth. And fifth place is split between Cole Newhoffen and Trey Schmidt, who are both 39 points behind the race leader. So top five, real close. All the way back to 20th, really. This battle staying pretty close at the top. That is it for hot laps here. Gonna get fired up here for qualifications. See what everybody's got. Let's head out here with Tyson Landis. Last night in the 360s race number 2, Tyson ran from 23rd position all the way up to 3rd. Fantastic run for the Team SETI driver. Wicked Relief Gum with CBD, sponsor on the side of that car. Go to wickedgumcbd.com where you can pick up the Wicked Relief Gum for your daily dose of CBD. Use code DOBRL. Let them know we sent you. Those guys over at Wicked Cushion keeping these broadcasts going, showing you the DOB Landis goes top of the timesheets with a 19.723 on lap 1. Braden Eiler currently in second. Brett Strickler fourth. See what Landis has here on lap number 2. Not going to be better. Doesn't need it to be better, however. Doing quite well as is. Billy Rowley, sixth, with his quickest lap on lap 1. Zane Scott coming in fourth. Shea Pallow taking the top spot away. Quick time. And bettering it on the second lap. Wow, 19.569. That's 2/10. Almost 2/10 over second place Landis right now. Majulis and Tucker putting some laps in. Points leader Alex Smolders coming in at a 19.960. Nobody close to what Shea Pallow was able to do there. Really strong showing for the Elbows Up Sim Sport driver. Winner of the 305 race earlier tonight in DOB competition was Shea. And we are going to get it ready for heat races here tonight. 3 heat races on tap. Top 4 will advance from each heat race. That's going to leave a lot of room for our B main transfers. Waiting on Cody Olson to load in right now. And we will get rolling here for heat race number 1. There we go. DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series on track now for heat race number 1. 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to tonight's A main. Winner of this race will start pole for the feature event. On the pole for heat race number 1, it is the 50 of Bo Brunig and the 37 of Zane Scott to his outside. Quick qualifier Shea Pallow inside row number 2 with Cody Olson to the outside. Brent Hobson and Blake Majulis make up row number 3. Weston Newell, Brandon Igo, row 4. And rounding out your field is Jesse Bandy and Anthony Lepresto. I said top 4 advance. That is not true. It will be the top 3 that advance out of this heat race. You can see the 3-man invert there. Shea Pallow, quick qualifier, sitting in 3rd in heat race number 1. That means we are transferring 3 from this race. You can already see a dry line forming here at Knoxville. Nice cool temperature. Good virtual weather conditions. And we are getting ready to go racing here. 10 laps. Brunig with a good start. Gets a jump on Zane Scott. You can see Pallow trying to make his way through. A little bit of contact with the 327 there. They're 3 wide off of turn 2. This could get ugly quickly. Goodness gracious, Shea not giving up. Rough start for Shea Pallow. Zane Scott actually making contact with the rear bumper of the race leader, and he comes across the track. Caution flag not waving yet. And it's not gonna wave either. We stay green here. Zane Scott all the way back to 8th. Shea Paolo catching a break there with that contact. The guys that he was racing with ended up getting into that crash, and now he sits in third spot in that transfer position. Cody Olsen currently in second. Bo Brunig still leading this race. Zane Scott came down the front stretch, and I guess he got a good run, and then going into turn one, he made contact with the rear bumper of Bo Brunig, and that car, problems for Paolo. He runs into the back of the second place car and crashes into the turn 3 fence. That brings out our first caution of the evening here. See if we can get a replay. I'm just not sure if Olsen didn't get in the corner like Paolo thought, but clearly he had a head of steam, and that steam propelled him right into the rear of the car in front and out of a transfer spot. Shea Paolo relegated to 9th in this race. Zane Scott, who had problems early on, currently sitting in 7th. This is a good caution flag for him. Lets everybody bunch back up so he can take another shot at getting through this field. Brandon Igo up 5 spots into third right now. Anthony Lepresto right behind him looking to pounce. Weston Newell top 5 right now, but he's got to find 2 positions if he wants to get that automatic transfer into tonight's feature event. As we said, B-Main's going to transfer a lot of cars. So if you can land in the B-Main, you're still okay, which means you want to finish 4th, 5th, maybe 6th. Will carry you to the B-Main without having to worry about a C. But obviously, if you can get in the top 3 spots, that's what these guys are going to want to do right here. Cody Olsen giving Brunig a little bump, letting him know he's coming. He's going to get his opportunity this time by. Bo Brunig going to bring him down. Working lap 8 as we restart this race. Wow, really rough start for Olsen. To the outside of him goes Igo. Those 2 cars make a little bit of contact. Now he slides up the track, makes contact with Lepresto, who starts losing spots. That's the 222 of Weston Newell, who has now moved into the 4th spot. Lepresto firing back on the inside. See Zane Scott and Shea Paolo doing battle behind them. Cody Olsen's got to get on his horse because he's got 2 fast race cars coming at him quick. Newell now has Lepresto cleared. You're seeing the white flag this time. Bo Brunig out front. 2nd place belongs to Brandon Igo, and we're watching the race for the transfer spot. Cody Olsen has it. Weston Newell wants it. Newell, only 2 corners left to make a move. Big contact for Shea Paolo. He was going for it, and it didn't work out. Brunig's going to win. Igo's 2nd. Cody Olsen's going to score the final transfer spot in 3rd. What a way to start off the night. Wild Heat race number 1. Plenty of cars finding trouble. Blake Majulis, the only car actually pulling it into the pits there with terminal damage. He's going to have a lot of work to do to make his way into the feature here tonight. Getting ready for heat race number 2 here. watching the 008 of Cole Newhoffen, who will be starting from the pole in heat race number 2. Kinzer Sim Team driver. He's going to have the Dave Blaney Sim Team machine of Brett Strickler to his outside on the front row. Tyson Landis and Kendall Tucker make up row number 2, with Brandon Steele and Tyler Schell row number 3. Brad Faria and Jeff Fitzpatrick row 4, and rounding out your field will be the 238 of Anthony Marvulio and the 152 of Colton Hardy. Half-mile racetrack for these midgets. Always creates some interesting action. We're going to go green right here. Newhoffen gives him the gas. Looked like Strickler kind of went early, and it worked out for him. He's able to stay level with Newhoffen here. He's on the high side, got to run. Going to duck under the 008. Take the lead down the backstretch. Newhoffen losing spots. That is Kendall Tucker, who went to the inside, and he's got Landis going around the outside. Tyler Schell in the 25 as we got problems. Marvulio upside down after contact with another car. That is the 090 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. See if we can see what happens here. Marvulio comes off the corner, gets into the back of Fitzpatrick, and takes both of those cars for a ride. Fitzpatrick able to continue, but as you can see, Marvulio out of this race. Brandon Steele has it parked. Brett Strickler as well. Let's see if we can find out what happened of Strickler, because he was leading this race. Wow, big slide job coming in from the 46 of Kendall Tucker. That was after the caution was already out. Look, Brandon Steele as well. Wow, I'm glad we got a replay on that. Strickler from the race lead. Now out of this thing after a heavy slide job from Kendall Tucker. Tucker was involved in some stuff last night as well. What's interesting about this, normally you have to claim the caution and go to the rear of the field. The caution was already out before Tucker made his move. So I think that's going to be left to after the race with the DOB admins, as far as I know. Well, we've got an early point of contention here in tonight's events, as Kendall Tucker putting an ill-advised slide job on the 38 of Brett Strickler. I don't know, maybe Strickler was off the gas for the yellow and Tucker was still in the gas. I don't know. We're going green this time no matter what. Working lap 6 here. Tyler Schell in second. Newhoffen in third. Newhoffen puts the slider on Schell. He's going to try to fire back on the inside. Schell right there with the race leader as well. You see Tyson Landis on the outside, and he's got Colton Hardy right there with him. Remember, only top 3 advance. So right now, ooh, Schell putting the slider on Newhoffen, making a little bit of contact there as they went into the backstretch. Newhoffen not liking that. He puts a right rear into Schell, and that's going to collect Tyson Landis. No caution waves. Boy, we're going to have some hurt feelings after this one. Heat race number 2 has already got guys fired up. Newhoffen did not like that contact, and he fed a right rear to Tyler Schell. Landis got the worst of it. So Kendall Tucker leads this race. Cole Newhoffen in second. Colton Hardy currently in third. He's trying to fight off the 72 of Brad Faria. Good enough gap right there. Out front, here comes Newhoffen with a slide job on Tucker. Tucker gets back to the bottom. Pulls him down the back stretch. We'll see what happens as they come here. Looking at the checkered flag off of turn number 4. Newhoffen gets side by side with Tucker. Drag race down the front. Wow, that's close. It looks like Kendall Tucker is going to take the race win. Cole Newhoffen is second. And the 152 of Colton Hardy bringing it home in third place. Well, I'm sure we're going to have some admins looking at stuff from heat race number 2. That incident between Kendall Tucker and Brett Strickler, as well as contact between Tyler Schell and Cole Newhoffen. Tucker and Newhoffen finishing 1 and 2. But some cars left in the wake. But we can't worry about heat race number 2 all night. We're going to switch gears to heat race number 3, final heat race. Here for the midgets tonight, Braden Eiler picking up the cone there. He's taking it for a ride down the back stretch. Starting lineup here for heat race number 3. John Lopresto on the pole in the 71, and to his outside in the Zydax Computers machine, that is Billy Rowley. Braden Eiler in the 005 with Chris Roberts to his outside row number 2. Alex Smolders, current midget point leader, inside row number 3 with Ross Weiss in the 422. Todd LeBeau and Larry Moody make up row number 4. And rounding out your field is the 10 of Trevor Grabo. We got 2 Cajun names at the rear of this field, LeBeau and Grabo. Hopefully I'm getting the Grabo one right. They always throw a new one at me every single night. Every night I get a new name that I have to figure out how to pronounce. I did get it right last night at least. Wow, early start there for Lopresto. Caught everybody off guard. Braden Eiler trying to follow him through around Billy Rowley. Rowley's got a run on him off of turn 2 here. He dips to the bottom of the track. Chris Roberts coming on the outside trying to make something happen as well. Rowley's got a big slide job. You saw him cut the wheel. He knew he was going to slide up into the side of Lopresto. So Billy pulling out of that slider to leave room. It's going to cost him momentum, however. Chris Roberts and the 422 of Ross Weiss going to make their way around the 79. We got a great battle here. Top 5 all right there battling it out. And behind them, Alex Smolders, the points leader, is trying to get his way into this thing. Rally now back to the outside of the track. You see Roberts working the outside of the 005 there for second spot. Move Braden Eiler to third. Now Ross Weiss is going to try to dip to the inside of the team Kinzer Sim Team driver there in third spot. Remember, only 3 transfer here. Ooh, Weiss getting into the corner. That gives Rowley some room. Rowley's going to move around the outside of Weiss and Eiler through 1 and 2. Taking that third and final transfer spot. Billy Rowley working the cushion, and he doesn't look to be done either. So Eiler now to fourth, but a crash behind him. Is that Ross Weiss? It is. Caution flag waves. Ross Weiss with a wild flip down the front stretch. Goodness gracious. Contact there with Smolders, and then he is launched by, what is that, Todd LeBeau? Goodness. We're going to have to get... I hate to do this to you, Ross. We're going to have to get a cockpit view of that, buddy. Ross is a video man. He will appreciate it. Here he is down the backstretch. He's going to make a move to the inside of Smolders. Woo! Hope he didn't have VR on for that one. That's enough to make you sick right there. Looks like Ross has pulled it into the pit, so that is it for him. Light's still on the pace truck, so we've got one more lap before we get back going here, which means we'll be working lap 9. There'll be 2 green flag laps left in this race. It is Lepresto, Roberts, and Rowley. Rowley was the one making a charge there late. Right on the cushion. It seems like guys were kind of a lane off the cushion or a half lane off the cushion. Rowley's the only one that has been in it so far. Turned a really quick lap. Chris Roberts. Actually, it's Alex Smolders who has the fastest lap in the race right now. Smolders in 8th at the moment. Off the track now after that contact with Reese. So it looks like he is done as well. So Braden Eiler right now is in 4th. And he's got to get around the 79 of Billy Rowley if he wants to make his way into the feature through the heat race. Can he do it? We're about to find out. 2 laps. Lepresto going to give him the green here off of turn 4. Roberts with a decent start, able to keep pace so far. Rowley protecting that middle lane as Eiler charges up. Eiler's going to get a great run, though. He gets around the 79 of Rowley as they come to the white flag this time. We're going to have to see if Billy's going to go back to the outside once more. Eiler's going to protect it. Lepresto protecting the bottom of the track as well. But that's going to leave the door open for Roberts, who's going to slide up. Eiler now looking to make a move around the 93. He's trying to take second away. Rowley can do nothing but watch as these guys drive away. It's going to be Lepresto, Roberts, Eiler, and Billy Rowley going to be relegated to the B main here tonight. Looked to me like the track really changed quite a bit there in that race. You saw the different lines that the guys were trying out. They were searching. So here we go for the C main. What makes this complicated is that we're only going to take 2 drivers from the C main. The B main will likely take at least 12, most likely. For sure, 10. It could be 8. 11 drivers from the B main will transfer. That's why it's so important to make your way to the feature through your heat race or land yourself in the B. A lot of guys transferring from the B here tonight. But look at this C main lineup, and only 2 of these guys are going to make it through. Let's talk about that C main lineup right now. The man on the pole in the 181 is Brent Hobson. And to his outside, the 31 of Tyson Landis. Trevor Grabeau inside row number 2. And he's going to have Alex Smolders, current midget point leader, to his outside. Brett Strickler, who was leading his heat race before contact, inside row number 3 with Brandon Steele to the outside. Shea Pallow and Blake Majulis, row number 4. And rounding out your field will be Ross Weiss and Anthony Marvulio. So take a look at that. Majulis, Weiss, Pallow, Smolders, Strickler, Landis, and you're only going to take 2 of those drivers? This is a tough ask here in the C main. 12 laps the distance. Make sure that is correct, too. It is not 10 laps the distance. Look, I'm not sure why the sim is telling us 12, but nonetheless, 10 laps. Great start for Hobson. He caught the entire field napping there. See Brett Strickler starting to make his charge. He's on the outside. Got to catch Landis here to the inside. Trevor Grabeau losing some positions. He's got Paolo looking at him right now. Smolders already made his way around. Behind them, the 327 of Majulis coming from the rear of this field. One car to the inside there on the backstretch. Looked like Grabeau. He has parked it. Wow, issues for Strickler and Smolders there. Opens the door for Shea Paolo. Paolo, of course, our quick qualifier here tonight, but problems for the race leader, and Paolo is connected. Can it get any worse for that driver? Caution flag gonna wave. Let's watch here. Hobson through the slick, slides up in front of Landis. Landis makes contact. And our quick qualifier finds himself upside down for the second time tonight. Brent Hobson able to continue there. Get another look at this. Here he comes off of turn 4, makes an excellent move to third, passing 2 cars out of the exit of 4. Here he comes into turn 2. A little bit of a slip there, and what do you do exactly? Landis was slowed up. Hobson's car was completely prone sideways. Not a whole lot of options there. And Paolo now out of this race. So, Tyson Landis takes an end-of-line penalty. He is currently shown in 8th spot. That is going to give the race lead to the 311 of Alex Smolders. Brett Strickler now in 2nd place, and Blake Majulis up 7 spots, currently holding down 3rd. Hobson, as the yellow come out, was still running in 4th, which is an interesting thought, considering he was involved in the caution, but iRacing polices. Field froze. So we're going to go green this next time by. I know it says lap 6 of 12. There are only 10 laps in this race. We're going to restart here on lap 7. So 4 laps to decide who will be the 2 drivers moving on to the B main. Only 2 move on. Smolders and Strickler are those 2 right now, but can they hold those positions from a charging Blake Majulis? Already, here comes Majulis to the inside of Strickler. Slide job in through 1 and 2. Strickler's going to try to power back around on the inside. He's going to clear that VLR machine, but not clear him. Caution flag waves. Let's watch here, coming off of turn 2. Strickler's going to slide up in front. He was able to clear Majulis, but the run that Majulis had did not leave him with many options. This is how Majulis saw it right here. I'm going to call a little net code on that one. I'm going to call a little net code on that one. That's how I feel about it. That's not to say that maybe Strickler should have gave him a little more space, but I'm going to call a little net code on that. I do believe that's going to be the end of the C main here. Strickler, of course, felt aggrieved from the last race where he was fed a right rear from Kendall Tucker. Obviously don't think he took it out on Majulis there. But it will be Smolders and Strickler who will advance from the C main. Strickler not made to claim that caution. It could have been into an end-of-line penalty if he was deemed to be the cause of the caution. But considering he is still out there in second, DOB admins have clearly ruled that that was a racing incident, or possibly the netcode that I previously mentioned. So, C-Main winner, points leader Alex Smolders will move on. He's bringing Brett Strickler with him. We're going to get ready for the B-Main. Yes, it's 2019. Netcode is still a thing. Experienced a little bit of that myself this weekend. PRL competition, the Cup League, live on the GSRC. I was running second at New Hampshire and had 2 incidents of netcode with the driver running in the lead, who was very upset until he saw the replay. But I did take the victory, so, you know, sometimes netcode plays in your favor. He shouldn't have taken fuel, that's all I got to say. Shouldn't have taken fuel. Wow, Weston Newell unable to make the call here for the B main. I wonder if that will still allow him to transfer. Now remember, 11 cars are going to transfer from the B main. There are 11 cars in the B main. Everybody here is moving on to the A. But where they start is a completely different thing. We took 3 from each heat race, which means the top 9 spots are filled. So the winner of this race will start 10th. It's a hell of a lot better to start 10th than it is to start 20th. But Weston Newell was unable to get on the racetrack here for this race. So will he be able to advance to the feature even though he didn't turn a lap in the B main? We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Now, your starting lineup, 79 of Billy Rowley and the 72 of Brad Faria. Jeff Fitzpatrick and Anthony Lepresto. Zane Scott, Larry Moody, Todd LeBoux, Tyler Schell. And rounding out your field is the 38 of Brett Strickler and the 311 of Alex Smolders. We're going green this time by for a total of 12 laps. I know it says 14. It's actually 12 laps tonight. Everybody's going to transfer. They're racing for their starting position in tonight's A main. Billy Rowley with a great start there. Caught Faria napping. Tyler Schell on the high side has already passed multiple cars. He started at the rear of this field. You see him there moving around. Zane Scott now working on third place. Lepresto, who has moved to the inside of Brad Faria. Schell in fourth. On that high line behind him is Alex Smolders, who made his way through the C. Schell to the bottom. Smolders going to go in there as well. 3 wide for just a moment. You saw Schell sliding up the racetrack. Able to stay out of the 57 there. Zane Scott right there in this battle as well. Lepresto got way sideways. That pushed Smolders down to the track and into the side of the 37. All of those guys collect it. But Scott, way out of shape. Can he stay out of the fence? He does on the bike, but makes contact. And now he's upside down. Brett Strickler finishing him off there. That car does land on its wheels. Let's go back here for an instant replay, and we will start through 1 and 2. See him dive to the bottom here. Lepresto knocks Smolders down the track. Down the backstretch, he is in the infield, and he slides up the track into the cushion, which bikes the car down into, that is the 273 of Larry Moody. Wild ride there for Zane. Watch the work that he has to do here. See the berm there getting him sideways. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a crash that happened in turn 2. You just didn't see it until turn 4. And sometimes that is real life. Zane Scott into the pits. He will advance through this race, but he's going to have to start at the rear of the field. Right now, Billy Rowley, the race leader, Brad Faria, still holding on to second place. Tyler Schell, Alex Smolders up 6 spots. "12 laps the distance, so we are halfway. Everybody transfers. They're battling for their starting position in tonight's A main. See what Tyler Schell can do here. He was making some passes early on, but it seemed like his charge stalled out there before that incident. Looks like he was able to get a jump on Faria, but he had to lift. If you make a pass on the inside before the start-finish line, you can be penalized by iRacing. 3 wide off of turn 2. Smolders to the inside. Faria, the meat and the sandwich. Schell to the outside, who's going to make that pass stick. He brings Lepresto with him. Faria trying to collect himself there. See Schell moving slightly under the line of Anthony Lepresto. Smolders making the bottom work right now. He got around both of those guys. Lepresto with the slide job is going to take the spot back from Schell, but Schell's going to give him a little bit of right rear. Lepresto all out of shape. He's able to hold on to it. Brett Strickler making his way forward as well. He's up to 5th right now. Now Lepresto goes to the outside of the 38. Those cars nearly making contact there. Oh, Moody making contact with Strickler. Surprised that didn't get worse quickly. 3 laps left in this race. Out front, Billy Rowley is holding off the 311 of Alex Smolders. Tyler Schell rolling the top, trying to make his way back around the Kinzer Sim team driver. Faria and Lepresto battling it out behind them. You can see how well the bottom is working through 1 and 2. Smolders able to make a big run on Billy Rowley. Looks like 3 and 4 maybe not working as well, but Tyler Schell bikes it into the fence, and upside down goes Tyler Schell. Caution flag will wave. That's going to end the B main. Let's get an instant replay here real quick. See him down into 3, gets into the cushion too hard, bikes up, unable to collect it. Unfortunate for Schell, who had given himself a pretty good starting spot there. But now, going to have to start from the rear of the A main. Billy Rowley's going to win the B, and he will start 10th in the A. Smolders in 2nd. Lepresto will end up 3rd. And we now have 2 minutes of warm-up before we start tonight's feature. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Relief Gum is your daily dose of CBD in the form of a chew. Each piece is 10 milligrams of CBD and absorbs 5 times faster than other products. Whether it's pain, inflammation, anxiety, or insomnia, Wicked Relief Gum offers quick and easy relief. Just go to wickedgumcbd.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. That DOBRL code also works on wickedenergygum.com for a boost of energy and focus as well. So, 46 seconds left in the warm-up here. Anthony Lepresto currently with the top spot. He's got the fastest lap at 20.489. Right behind him is Chris Roberts. John Lopresto right now has the third quickest time. Fourth place belongs to Cody Olson. Bo Brunig rounding out your top 5. 10 seconds left before we get going for tonight's main event. "35 laps will be the distance here." Looks like Weston Newell did indeed transfer to the A main. So even though he did not turn a lap in the B, because he was in the B and everybody transferred, he was able to progress into the A main here. We'll see if he's still around. Couple of drivers still loading in. No sign of Newell as of yet. Braden Eiler and Alex Smolders still trying to get loaded in as well. Maybe making some last-minute team adjustments. Doesn't look like we're going to see Weston Newell here. Might not see Braden Eiler either. I think the timer has run out. Yeah, the 005. Unable to make the call, as well as Weston Newell, which means this race is going to start with 18 cars. So your starting lineup in the 50 to the sitting on the pole, it is Bo Brunig. And to his outside, the Swindell Speed Lab driver Kendall Tucker in the 46. John Lopresto and Brandon Igo in row 2, with Cole Newhoffen and Chris Roberts row 3. Cody Olson, Colton Hardy, row 4. Alex Smolders and Billy Rowley in row 5. Brad Faria and Anthony Lopresto, row 6. Larry Moody and Brett Strickler, row 7. Todd LeBoux, Jeff Fitzpatrick, row 8. Rounding out your field is the 37 of Zane Scott and the 25 of Tyler Schell. We've seen a wild one so far. A lot of contact, some hurt feelings. A little bit of retribution even is what we've seen so far in tonight's preliminary races. But this is the main event. 35 laps for all the marbles at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Smolders, the points leader, starting in 9th. Can he get forward in this race? We're going green right now. 35 laps. Bo Brunig gives him the go. He's able to get out in front of Kendall Tucker. Tucker's going to try to charge back to the inside for the race lead down the backstretch. Kendall Tucker able to clear Bo Brunig. Going to slide up the racetrack. We'll see if Brunig can mount a charge. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Behind them, Cole Newhoffen has moved into 3rd. Brandon Igo right there. He has lost quite a few spots. He's back to 7th. Wow, look at Smolders already to 4th. Alex Smolders on a rail. We heard some contact. Caution flag going to wave. Let's see if it was the 6 of Olson. It is. Wow, lucky though. Unfortunate because he started pretty high up in this race. I think he was 7th. And a spin there in the early going, going to push him back in this field, but no contact allows him to continue. Well, no contact until right there. I'm not sure what that was all about. Looks like he's going to pull into the pits. Not sure what that's about, but Cody Olson looking to be parking it here. White flag lap is going to move to lap 38. Look at Alex Smolders, already up 7 spots. Strickler and Faria also up 4, making their way into the top 10 here. Gonna have to see if the trend of caution flag laps continues here. We're down to 17 cars. Sometimes that helps, and sometimes it doesn't really make much of a difference. Tucker made the move down the backstretch on lap 1 to take the lead away from Bo Brunig. Brunig now sitting in second. Newhoffen in third. Alex Smolders, the hard charger so far, your current DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Points Series leader. All the way up to 4th. Going back green right here, Kendall Tucker. Able to get a really good jump there on Brunig. Brunig under fire from Newhoffen already. Alex Smolders goes to the high side. See if he can make up some room on these guys. He's out to the back of Bo Brunig there. Caution flag going to wave once more. Problems for Brett Strickler, I do believe, who was running in the top 10. Wow. See Strickler move to the inside of Brad Faria. Going to go up to the high side of the racetrack. Hop the cushion into the fence. Flipping on his lonesome. But able to continue. Car spun around like a top, staying on its wheels. Tough break for Strickler, who's had a rough night. He was leading his heat race when Kendall Tucker made contact with him under caution, which put him all the way back. He transferred through the sea, didn't he? So we'll see if Strickler can make his way forward from the rear of this field. Caution lights still on the pace truck. Alex Smolders up another spot. He got around Newhoffen there before the caution flag flew. Lap 41 becomes our white flag lap. Remember, caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition. So when we hit lap 41, the white flag will wave. Tucker has control of this race. He's going to give him green once more here. Working lap 10. Still in the early goings. 2 caution flags so far. Tucker with another good restart. Going to get a little bit of a gap there on Bo Brunig. Smolders to the outside once more. You see behind them, Lepresto! That was Roberts and, goodness gracious, Brandon Igo making contact. The 71, you'll see, of John Lepresto puts the slide job on Chris Roberts, which turns Roberts into Igo. Great job of keeping that car on 4 wheels. Not sure if that was luck or he was actually wheeling it there, but it worked out. It's a tough break for Igo. He's going to park it too. Strickler in the pits once more. Igo started this race in 4th. Most likely quite frustrated with how this race has gone for him. White flag lap moves to lap 44. No change in that top 4 right there. Rowley back in the top 10. Tyler Schell up 8 spots from the rear of this field. Tucker's been getting great restarts here. We'll see if he can get another one. Going green here off of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker has control of the field. Alex Smolders to the high side once more, but he's got a big run on Brunig. Was right in the middle of Newhoffen and Brunig as well. You can see Tucker right there in front of Smolders. He can smell that race lead. Brunig going to charge back to the inside as Smolders into the cushion a little too hard. Got him all shook it up. Here he goes with that dive bomb maneuver once more. Disappears just for a second. He's going to put the slider on Newhoffen, who's going to try to work the bottom of the track. Brunig on the high side. Look at how strong Smolders' car is there. Lepresto getting into the back of Newhoffen there. That knocks him back into the clutches of Faria. You can see the cushion really wreaking havoc on these guys. Every time that 311 car gets on it, it wants to turn around, starting to bike up. Surprised to see him on the cushion with how well that car went through the middle in 3 and 4 last time. Maybe he felt like he just got lucky. Newhoffen on the bottom, Smolders on the top. Behind them, a whole conglomeration of cars doing battle. Ooh, contact between Lepresto and Brunig. Brunig is around. Caution flag waves. See Brunig coming off the corner here. Lepresto sliding up the track. No idea that Brunig was there. Probably heavy damage on that car with that hit into the fence. He is still out there. Second bit of contact in as many cautions for Mr. Lepresto. Rough and tumble start to this feature. White flag lap currently sits at lap 47. Brad Faria with a couple more spots, bringing Billy Rowley with him. 8th place right now belongs to Colton Hardy in the 152. We can see he's not showing up on our graphic there. Zane Scott breaking into the top 10 for the first time. He started 19th in this race. Kendall Tucker is your race leader. Cole Newhoffen now is second, however. Kendall's been getting restarts ahead of Bo Brunig, but now Newhoffen is clear of the 50 car, and he's going to have a shot at him here on the restart. Alex Smolders still having a bit of a blinking issue there. Hopefully that gets sorted out when we get back going. Saw that a little bit last night as well, I believe. So here we go. Tucker gives him the green. Newhoffen able to stay fairly close. Behind him, Smolders settles into third. To the inside goes Newhoffen, trying to make a charge. Race leader saw how good that inside line worked for him. Used it at the beginning of the corner with the slider line. Back up and look at this battle in the middle of the pack. See Colton Hardy, Zane Scott, Tyler Schell, Billy Rowley, Faria, and Roberts. Two wide train there. Handful of guys on the bottom, handful of guys on the top doing battle like we like to see here. See, Faria had a little bit of a slip there. That's going to give Rowley a look around the outside. Zane Scott using that cushion. Look at that car hopping around on him. Able to hold on. Colton Hardy coming across the nose of Mr. Rowley. Now with the slide job around Roberts. Hardy moves in to the 5th spot. Starting to get some green flag laps in here. Guys getting settled in. High side working really good there for Hardy. We saw a lot of cars hopping around up there, but his seemed to be doing quite well. Caution flag is going to wave. Problem for Larry Moody, it looks like. Let's see if we can back it up, find out what happened. Hop the berm there to the inside. I have no idea. Not sure at all. So once again, we go to caution in this race. Lap 50 becomes our white flag lap. Tucker, Newhoff, and Smolders. Top 3 were separated by sizable gaps there. As we said, Colton Hardy up into the top 5. Tyler Schell able to make a couple of positions there, get himself up to 7th. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to get back going. Cars fan out into turn 1. Big problems for Newhoff, and that car hopped on him. Did a great job saving that car, but he's going to lose about 5 spots, and he was a meat in the sandwich there. They were 4 wide momentarily and nearly got crashed once more. Really tough break for Cole Newhoff, who now finds himself in the 9th position. See in front of them, Christopher Roberts rolling the middle. Had Billy Rowley and Anthony Lepresto side by side with him there for a moment. Tyler Schell currently running in 5th. He started this race in 18th. He has come all the way from the back to the top 5. Tyler, of course, had his 18th birthday a couple of days ago. Ran his first DOB race last night in 360 competition and took a podium in that opening race. Driver that competes in the World of Outlaw Late Model Pro Series. Kendall Tucker, another one of those drivers. Currently with a sizable advantage over Smolders. You saw him have a little bit of a stumble there, though, which gave Smolders a chance to close that gap. You can see the 311 starting to reel him in. The track is changing. Caution flag going to wave, however. Cole Newhoffen upside down. See what happens. Looked like Faria got in the slick. Newhoffen was working the slider line, made contact with the back of the 72, and ended up upside down and out of this race. White flag lap moves to lap 53. You can see the hard chargers. Bo Brunig getting back to the top 10 after his early misfortunes. He's still in this race. Anthony Lepresto up 7 spots. Was able to get around Tyler Schell there before the caution flag waved. Alex Smolders still having that blinking problem under caution, but it seems like it clears up for him when he goes green. Looks like Zane Scott currently out of this race in 15th. Newhoffen in 14th is out. So 13 cars still on track. We'll be ready to go back green here off of turn number 4. Kendall Tucker still your race leader. Smolders was starting to catch him, though. We'll see if Alex can mount a charge here. Colton Hardy in 3rd now. He's going to have a shot at that 311 as well. You can see Smolders and Hardy working the outside of the racetrack. Coming off of 2, they've got a head of steam. Tucker's car not really liking the top. You can see him utilizing the bottom. Oh, problems for Anthony Lepresto and Billy Rowley. See if we can find out what happened here. Down the backstretch, into turn 3, Lepresto going to get a slide job from Tyler Schell, and Rowley, with a head of steam, runs over the back of the 57. Rowley able to continue. I thought there for a moment he ended up upside down. But he is out of the race now. Must have got too much damage there. Anthony Lepresto still on track, it looks like. So down to 11 cars we go. Lap 56 becomes our white flag lap. Battle of attrition here at Knoxville in DOB competition. Caution lights out on the truck. We're going to go green this time. 3rd place right now belonging to Colton Hardy, who was making a charge there with Alex Smolders. Tyler Schell back into the top 5 once more. Seems like anybody in that top 5 right now can win this race. We're just going to have to see what happens. Smolders and Hardy back to the top. You see Kendall Tucker sliding up to the top there. About a car length and a half between each of those machines at the front of the field. Schell working the high side. Lepresto, the only guy on the bottom right now. Tucker utilizing that slider line, but it looks like the top might be a little quicker for Smolders. Let's see if he can try to make a move here. He's going to try it right down in turn 3. He tries to hold the bottom. Able to make it work. He stays ahead of Hardy. Gonna work the bottom once more. Ooh, Hardy into the fence and upside down. Caution flag gonna wave. And we are down to 10 cars in this race. Hardy just over the cushion and into the fence. And out of tonight's feature. White flag lap moves to lap 59. Tyler Schell was able to get around John Lepresto. And when Hardy went out, he inherited third place. Schell up 15 spots to third. Clearly the hard charger. A little shout out to Todd LeBeau, who has been navigating his way around all of this carnage and has worked his way into the top 10. Yes, there are only 10 cars left rolling in this race, but to be one of those 10 when we started with 20 is no small feat. Once again, Smolder's blinking woes come into play. You can see him roll in the middle of the track there just to stay out of the way of Tyler Schell, so he's not affected by the blinking. Jeffrey Stewart in the Facebook chat saying this would have been a good race for him because there's only 10 cars left. Kendall Tucker gives him green once more. Good start for Schell, who seemingly got the jump on Alex Smolders. He's on the outside. We'll see if he can pull level with that run of momentum down the backstretch. Smolders is making the inside lane work pretty well. Clearly likes it better than the cushion right now. Smolders, the current points leader in the Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series. You're seeing why. Even though he started in the middle of this field, he has climbed his way forward. Heard some big contact there. Waiting to see if we get a caution flag. We do. Look like Billy Rowley making contact with Todd LeBeau. Lap 62 becomes the white flag lap. There's your top 10, and that is every car on track right now. Brett Strickler, who was upside down at one point in this race. He's had a rough night, but he's still out there doing work. Faria up 7 spots to 6th. Looks Looks like we're going to get back going here, working lap 53, which means 10 laps left in this race. Kendall Tucker going to give him green off of turn number 4. Alex Smolders had a big blinking fit. Lost a lot of time. Was on the bottom of the track and I think created some contact there. We are under yellow once more. John Lepresto looks like he got the worst of it. Let's see what happens here. Looked like he made contact with Brad Faria there. I don't think Smolders played a part in it. He was trying to get to the bottom of the track. Faria was there. That contact collects Todd LeBeau. So Smolders did not really come into play in that crash. Todd LeBeau in the pits. Brad Faria in the pits. That is going to leave us with 7 cars on the race course. I think Braden Eiler is actually out there as well. Eiler was unable to make the start of the race, but he is out there now. So, your top 7 is all you really need to worry about right there. Bro Brunig is the final car racing for position here tonight. Lap 65 becomes the white flag lap. This race has nearly gone twice its scheduled distance. Gonna have to get some Wicked Energy gum here in a minute. Keep it fresh and ready for race number 2, which is coming up right after this one. Kendall Tucker giving him green once more here off of turn number 4. Tyler Schell trying to get a good jump on him. He was able to stay close. Chris Roberts putting the slider in there. Schell able to hold him off. Smolders still around on the bottom, trying to make it work. Now Tucker goes to the bottom, leaves Schell on the top. Roberts able to get around Smolders. See how thin that cushion has become. Schell making up ground on Tucker, but Roberts there as well. White flag in the air. I don't know if this has become a time limit race or not. They are still racing right now. Now it looks like that's it. Kind of caught me by surprise there. But the time limit going to come into play. So that means Kendall Tucker is going to take the victory. Looks like Tyler Schell going to come home second and Chris Roberts in third. Strange turn of events here in the DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series. With the time limit coming into play and the race ending early. So we are in the broadcast booth now. We're going to get Kendall Tucker. We've got Tyler Schell and Chris Roberts, and here comes Kendall into the broadcast booth. Kendall, a little bit of a wild race out there. A lot of restarts that you had to navigate, but you got yourself out front, and you were able to stay there for the duration. Talk about that one.
Yeah, that was just unfortunately kind of a caution-filled race right there, but I just hate with that big of a track, and these little cars, we wasn't able to just get spread out and just get to racing a little bit. But the little bit that we did get to race, I think that we proved that we were the fastest car in the field. We were able to gap them when we needed to, and we were able to hold on right there at the end. Just kind of was heading around the bottom the whole race, and just wanted to protect the slider right there in 3 and 4. So yeah, for us, leading, starting second, and getting out front in the first lap, that was pretty key, and just was able to hold on to the end.
Well, speaking of that car, it looked like that thing was working basically anywhere you wanted to put it. We saw you running the slider line, on the cushion, and like you said, they're late. You were protecting that bottom, but that thing seemed to go wherever you wanted it to go.
Yeah, the guys at Speed Lab, they always do a great job, getting these cars nice and balanced. You can run any line that you need to. So I just can't thank them guys enough for getting a fast setup underneath me.
How nerve-wracking is it to have that many cautions in a race and you're out front always thinking about who's going to be able to put a move on you on the restarts?
Yeah, I mean, you just know that with these midgets right here, you're able to throw some pretty big slide jobs if you have to. So just I was trying to time them restarts just right, just trying to make sure they didn't have a good run up behind me right there. So whenever they would get close to my fuel tank right there, I would go ahead and gas it and just give myself plenty of room right there, get into one and protect the slider line right there, and just get some laps going, and just hit my marks and just kept being smooth.
Well, it was a wild one, but Kendall Tucker able to navigate his way through and take victory here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway in the DOB Wicked Energy Gun Midget Series. Congratulations, Kendall, and good luck going forward.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. I think my sponsors. I just got to thank all the guys at Speed Lab. You got to thank Blake Majulis. He was on the spotter stand tonight, so I just glad I was able to bring this home. And got to thank Jeff Brown with High Racing I Flag, everything he does for me. And we'll be here in the non-wing race here shortly. Shout out to Chris and all the guys at DOB for making this stuff possible.
There you have it from your race winner. Let's talk to second place Tyler Shell. Tyler, you got a pretty good record here in DOB competition. Last night, a third in your first race. Going to take second here in the midgets. Talk about how you got to feel right now doing some pretty good work out here in DOB competition.
I feel pretty good. Came from like 18th or something. Came deep in the field from an incident in the heat race. Could always go the whole night, but I think Kendall was better in the feature there.
Talked about the incidents in the heat race. We saw that bite a couple of guys, but you were able to make your way. And actually, you had some problem in the B main as well. I know you worked your way forward and then actually had some contact which relegated you to the rear of the B, which puts you at the rear of the A. So talk about how hard it was to come back after those two setbacks.
Just try to be smooth, clean, keep the nose clean.
That's not easy to do on a night like tonight where we had, 35 cautions?
So it felt like, but it happens sometimes.
Well, a third place last night, second place here in the first race tonight. You're going to be able to take a victory here coming up in the non-wing 360 series momentarily?
Oh, that'd be a miracle. I don't know how to drive these cars. It's the first time driving them here, any track, so we'll see how this.
Well, you heard it right there. Pure excitement coming from Tyler Shell. Might be good, might be bad here in the 360 race, but congratulations on your second place finish in the midgets.
Thanks. I'll just have to thank everyone back at Elbows Up SimSport and Two Products, Elbows Up TV, and Be Certain Over the Wall Photograph.
There you have it, Tyler Shell, who come home in second. Chris Roberts, the man who came home in third here tonight. Chris, you had to do some battling all the way through that race. We saw 2 and 3 wide there in the middle of the pack in the early to middle stages of this race. Talk about how hard it was doing battle with those guys.
It's, outside of all the yellows, unfortunately, but, you'll have that every now and then. It was a pretty good race. Tyson hooked me up with a good setup there right before the heat race, and as you saw, the Catfish was up top for a while, and then that wasn't really making no progress up there, so I started moving around, and a couple times just having to run the bottom with somebody to the top side. I found out that the car worked better in certain corners on the bottom at certain times, and then it flip-flopped around, but it was definitely a good race. Fought with John Lepresto most of the night, the heat race and the feature there. Told them it took me a whole heat race and 50 laps to finally get by them, and I got by them. Tried to get a shot there at the win, but just with running out of time there, just wasn't able to make it happen. But at least I was fast in a midget and made it worthwhile and was competitive.
We saw you charging late. It looked like you were going to have a shot there. How close were you to some of those crashes? We had so many of them. Did you end up nearly in any of those?
I think the only real one that I was close to was, I think it was Bo and Presto got together down the backstretch, and I was able to go low and miss Bo. But other than that, I think I stayed clear of most of them. But I think what was helping me look like I had to run there at the end was just searching around so much, trying to find different lines to work around guys. And I think I found something, but was it fast enough to get by Kendall if I had the time? I don't know, but I was actually within striking distance though, so I'll definitely take a third place here. Considering been a struggle in the midgets.
It was definitely a good finish for his efforts. He had to work hard, but made it up to the podium here tonight in the Wicked Energy Gun Midget Series. Congratulations, Chris, and good luck in the Wingless 360 race.
Yeah, thank you. Setting that race up now, getting ready to make it. But gotta give a shout out to everybody that makes it possible here at DOB. Wicked Energy Gum, naturally for the midgets, Wicked Cushion, everything that they've done with us since they became. It's been a great help. We got Dirt Armada with the 305s that ran right before this one. Shay, when I think he went back to back, possibly. I don't know in that, but I know he took the win in the 305s in a pretty good field there. It was a good race. And got the pure cornhole leagues and tournaments. Wingless 360s getting ready to come up next.
It's sure to be exciting, no doubt. Congratulations, Chris. Good luck.
Thank you.
So we are going to get ready for the next event here. Don't go anywhere. Lobby number 2 going to be firing up momentarily. If you are watching on Twitch, you don't have to go anywhere. We will restart the stream on the DOB Facebook page. That's the only place where you will have to click another video if you want to keep watching. So here in just a moment, we will shut that down, and there will be a new video up for the midget race, or the Wingless 360s. All right, we are back up and running on the DOB Facebook page. Getting ready for the DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series. Live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. Live on the DOB Facebook and YouTube page. Plenty of places to watch the action. And action we had in the midgets. A lot of contact. War of attrition, some might say. But definitely not short on excitement. So I'm going to take just a short break here. And we will be back live with more DOB racing action momentarily. Looks like we should see the lobby coming up here momentarily. iRacing refreshing their league sessions right now. All right, now we're able to get in there. So a win for Swindell Speed Labs. Elbows up Sim Sport coming home in second. DOB team in third. We'll see if those teams are the teams to beat here in the second portion of Wingless Wednesday. 35 more laps coming at Knoxville Raceway in the Wingless 360 series. Watching Justin Thomas right now. Getting some laps in his number 9. Currently sitting second in practice. Still 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this session. Kendall Tucker right now with the fastest time in practice. Jeremy Zarfo's taking the wing off here tonight. Gonna do battle in his Dave Blaney Sim Team number 19. Let's take a look at the championship standings here in the DOB Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series. On top by 20 points over Rusty Kruger, it is James Tiernan. Braden Eiler in third, Brent Hobson fourth, and Chris Roberts in fifth, 61 points behind the race leader. I have not seen James Tiernan yet tonight. No Rusty Kruger for that matter either. So it is likely we will see quite a few changes in the championship standings here tonight. Braden Eiler getting ready to hit the track for a little bit of practice here. See Brad Feria and Tyler Shell right in front of his car. Braden does not claim to be a non-wing prodigy. Likes his wings. Still, these guys get out here and do battle with the DOB. Two minutes left in hot laps here for this race. Looks like we are just north of 20 cars. We heard Tyler Schell talk about he doesn't do too much racing in the non-wing cars. He is currently sitting in 18th. Trying to get some laps out here and get used to this machine. Billy Raleigh, 11th quick at the moment. Zane Scott out here competing in the non-wing series as well. Scott is home from abroad, doing as much racing as he can. Kyle Atkinson, currently 4th on the timesheet. Christopher Roberts in front of him. That car might look better as a non-wing car than it even does as a wing car. Nice looking paint. That is my favorite paint, however. I like it better as a wing car, but quite beautiful. Purple is my favorite color. Yes, that is a real thing. "14 seconds left. Shea Paulo, the final driver here to make it into the lobby. Like I said, looks like we got 21 cars going to do battle here tonight. I do believe that means one car is going to miss tonight's A main. Qualifying, hitting the track now. Let's watch Cole Newhoffen in the Kinzer Sim Team 11. Cole had a good run going in the midget before finding some contact that took him out of contention. Looks like his first lap is going to go awry. Billy Raleigh out on the speedway as well. Looks like John Lepresto is going to be the first one to get a lap in at 17.418. Todd Brandt going to take away the top spot from him. Billy Raleigh clocks in at 3rd quick before being knocked to 6th as Kyle Atkinson goes to the top of the timesheet. 17.358 is quick time for Kyle Atkinson right now. Kendall Tucker on the speedway as well. Newhoffen and Thomas also turning laps. Newhoffen clocks in at 14th quick. I do believe that is his final lap. Kendall Tucker comes in at 5th quick. Justin Thomas 2nd quick with a 17.300. Colton Hardy has taken the top spot away, but then he is bested by Anthony Lepresto. Time is up. That is it for qualifications. Anthony Lepresto earns quick time with 17.283. His lap on the board. Lepresto going to start fourth in heat race number 1. We're going to take 4 drivers from each heat race. 3 heat races in total. Two Leprestos lining up for heat race number 1. Ryan Pace in this one as well. Kendall Tucker, your midget winner. Shea Paolo had quick time in the midget. He's going to start at the rear of this field. We are ready to roll here in heat race number 1. 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance. Let's talk about our starting lineup. On the pole in the 71, it is John Lepresto, and to his outside, winner of the DOB Wicked Energy Gum Midget Series race moments earlier, Kendall Tucker in the 46. Braden Eiler in the 005 inside row number 2 with Anthony Lepresto to his outside. Billy Rowley in the 79 and Ryan Pace make up row number 3. And rounding out your field in the 101, it is Shea Paolo. Three heat races, 10 laps each. Top 4 will advance. Looks like we will have a B main. I think the feature's going to start 20. We had 21 entries. Somebody's going to have to go home. But before that, we're going to go green with heat race number 1, this time by John Lepresto has control. Kendall Tucker on the outside. We saw the second place car come under fire from third early on in the midgets. Looks like the same thing's going to happen here in the Wingless 360s. Tucker gets a good run there on the outside. He's going to try to squeeze Eiler coming off of turn 2. He's able to hold on to that second spot. Eiler charging in behind him, nearly making contact with the 46. He's going to lift out, which is going to cost him a couple of spots. Anthony Lepresto and Billy Rowley going by, and we have a tremendous crash at the front of this field, bringing out our first caution. Let's back this up. I was looking at timing and scoring, talking about the race, and all of a sudden the race changed. Looks like Lepresto started to spin. Collected Kendall Tucker. Collected Anthony Lepresto. Shea Paolo got some of that as well. Eiler getting some of that damage. I think there's only 2 cars that did not make contact there, and that would be the 79 of Billy Rowley and the 34 of Ryan Pace. Everybody else played a part in that crash. Third place right now, Ryan Pace, not showing up on our graphic here. He's up 3 spots. Braden having a little bit of fun at Billy's expense there. Lights should go off on the pace truck this time, which means we will get back to racing action on lap 6. It is Team SETI out front with the Kinzer Sim team right behind him in second. Top 4 advance to the A main. Anthony Lepresto has fourth. Shea Palo looking to get around. Kendall Tucker right behind him. The only 6 cars left on the track. Rowley got a good jump there on Eiler. Uses that slider line trying to make a gap. Anthony Lepresto around the 34 of Ryan Pace, who has a sizable gap over Kendall Tucker right now. But we'll see if Kendall can get his car back rolling. Tucker is closing that gap with pace. Laps are winding down at a pretty quick rate. See Eiler throw a haymaker at Rowley ahead of them. Now that gives Lepresto a look to the inside. We're watching the transfer battle right here. Tucker right up to the rear bumper of the 34 of pace. Lepresto and Eiler still side by side. Tucker's going to look to make a move this time to the inside. Slide job. Putting Tucker ahead of pace there. Braden Eiler now in third as the white flag waves. Anthony Lepresto looking at the rear of the 79. Race winner here is going to start on the pole for tonight's feature. Billy Rowley comes off of turn number 4. Looks like he's going to take it. Anthony Lepresto second, Braden Eiler third, and Kendall Tucker able to recover and get that transfer spot into tonight's A main. The midget race was a wild one. Preliminaries here in the Wingless 360 starting off no different. Everybody loaded in. Heat race number 2 going to roll off. How do they have so much traction? Thomas, well, we still got a lot of moisture in this track. But you are talking about some of the best non-wing sprint car drivers in the game here. I would say that I think setup might play more into the non-wing sprint car game than it does the wing sprint car game. I'm not going to say that everybody's running the same stuff in the wings, but it seems like there's more tweaks that you can make on the non-wing side of things that give you an advantage. And these guys have worked on these setups tirelessly, I am sure. Starting lineup, Bo Brunig in the 50 on the pole with the 37 of Zane Scott to his outside. Tyson Landis and Colton Hardy make up row number 2 in the Team SETI and Swindell Speed Lab machines, respectively. Brad Faria and Jeremy Zarfos row number 3, and rounding out your field is the 008 of Cole Newhoffen. Newhoffen very fast in these non-wing cars. Expect him to make his way forward. Brunig going to give him green this time. Here we go. Tyson Landis trying to follow Brunig through. Zane Scott going to hold that outside line. He's going to take the race lead down the backstretch. Colton Hardy trying to come with it. Brunig slides up in front of him, so Hardy's going to duck to the inside, take away the third spot. Now he's got to try to put a move on Tyson Landis. Not enough room there. Hardy's going to hop over the berm, which sends him back into the clutches of Brad Faria. That is the battle for fourth right now. Final transfer. Newhoffen right there with him, waiting on these guys to give him some sort of opening. Hardy has it. Faria trying to go around the outside now. Newhoffen going to get around the 72 and set his sights on Colton Hardy for 4th. Still Zane Scott out front with Tyson Landis trying to run him down. Colton Hardy now looking to get around the 50 of Brunig. Slide job is in. Brunig going to try to stick the outside, however. Hardy able to clear the 50 of Brunig. Newhoffen now, that's your battle for the transfer spot. Newhoffen around the 50 of Brunig. Bo Brunig is sit and duck as Hardy and Newhoffen start firing shots his way. Hardy setting his sights on Tyson Landis. Landis wants to hold on to that position. Every spot you make in the heat race is worth 3 in the feature starting lineup. Zane Scott has control of this race. If he can come home the victor, he's going to start to the outside pole. Hardy now to the inside of Landis. Going to put the slide job on. Going into turn 1. Can Landis battle back? He's fighting down there on the bottom. Going to try to return that slide job into turn 3. Actually going to hold the bottom as Hardy ducks back to the inside down the front stretch. These guys trade in second place back and forth. Looks like Hardy's going to be able to hold on to it for now. White flag in the air for Zane Scott. 4 more corners, and he's going to start on the outside of the front row for tonight's main event. Colton Hardy behind him, Landis as well. Cole Newhoffen holding on to that final transfer spot over Bo Brunig. Zane Scott's going to come off of turn 4, take the victory. Hardy, Landis, and Newhoffen will round out your top 4. And those boys will advance to tonight's A main without having to worry about the B. Final heat race of the night loading up. Had a pretty quick one here in heat race number 3. How's it going, Sharon? Glad to have you. On the pole in the DOB number 93, it is Chris Roberts, and to his outside, the 112 of Todd Brandt. Kyle Atkinson inside row number 2 with Justin Thomas in the Mode Motorsports machine to the outside. Brent Hobson and Ross Weiss make up row number 3. And rounding out your field, he finished 2nd in the midget race earlier tonight. Tyler Schell. Tyler said he doesn't run much in these non-wing cars, so he's trying to get some laps under his belt. So far, he's ran 2 DOB races after turning 18, making him eligible, and he has finished in the 3rd spot and the 2nd spot. So good record at this point in time, but we probably just cursed him right there. Chris Roberts going to lead him down here for 10 laps. Top 4 will advance to the A main. Here we go. Great start for Roberts. He's going to clear Brandt. Atkinson going to look to follow him through. Not going to happen. Justin Thomas making a charge through the middle there. See behind them, Schell and Hobson battling it out. Ross Weiss seemingly had some trouble. I do not even see him on the screen. He's coming out of 4 right now. Didn't see what that was all about. But you can see the battle for 2nd heating up. Whoa, that's Atkinson who's sideways. Todd Brandt into the fence on the outside. That opens the door for Thomas and Shell to plow through. Not sure who actually brought out that caution. But we saw problems for both of those drivers. Atkinson getting sideways, sliding up the track. That had to have been the reason for the caution there. It's going to put him back to the rear of the field. Roberts, Brandt, Thomas, and Shell, your top four. Hobson is the odd man out right now. Caution flag waved at the right time for Brandt because he was having his moment with the outside retaining wall. But the field froze when he was still in second place. So a lucky break there for Todd Brandt, who's going to be able to hold on to the second spot a little longer. Lights go out on the pace truck. We're going to get back to green flag working lap 6. So only a handful left here. Sold out crowd at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. Watching with rapt attention, as you can see. They have no other choice. They are programmed to do such a thing. Chris Roberts going to give him green off of turn number 4. Heat race number 3 back underway. Rough start for Brandt. He comes under fire by Justin Thomas. He's got Tyler Shell right there with him. Shell going to look to make a move around the outside of Thomas, who slides up the track, makes contact. Those two cars able to get it sorted out. Brandt holding off Thomas right now. You see Brent Hobson, who is blinking there. He's looking to get around one of these guys so he can find a transfer spot. Shell able to get around Atkinson as well. Shell looking pretty racy here. Hobson still blinking. Into the fence goes Hobson, allowing Atkinson back around. Atkinson's going to try to make a charge on Todd Brandt, who does hold the 4th spot right now. Hard to tell those cars apart, but it is Brandt who is in front. That is Atkinson there. Out front, Chris Roberts continues to pace this race. Got a sizable advantage over Justin Thomas in second. Third place belongs to Tyler Shell, and it is Todd Brandt who will cross the line the end of heat race number 3 in the 4th and final transfer spot. Chris Roberts taking the victory in heat race number 3. Thomas, Shell, and Brandt will transfer with him to the A main. B main going to hit the track now. 9 cars in this race, but only 8 can transfer to tonight's main event. Ross Weiss loading in now, so we've got all the cars on track. Will be a 10-lap B main. Once again, the lesser main's causing some issues for our lap counter. It says 0 of 12. It is actually 0 of 10. So your starting lineup for the B main here, Ryan Pace on the pole in the number 34, and then Bo Brunig, who had a really good heat race going to his outside in the 50. Kyle Atkinson and Shea Pallow, row number 2. Brad Faria and Brent Hobson, row 3. John Lepresto and Jeremy Zarfos, row number 4. And Ross Weiss, rounding out your field, the only man that needs to make a pass to make his way into tonight's feature event. Ten laps the distance. Top 8 will advance to the A main. Winner of this race going to start 13th, Ryan Pace. Jumping out to the early lead, Bo Brunig trying to hold second over Atkinson. He's going to lose it, and Atkinson making a charge on Pace. A little bit of a bump there on the back of the 34, saying, hey, buddy, you better get up and go, because I got this car rolling on the top. Behind them, Shea Pallow working the outside of Brad Faria. Brent Hobson trying to nose his way in there. They got Lepresto to the inside. We do have a battle for the transfer spot going right now. Zarfos has Ross Weiss to the inside. He's able to pull ahead there on the front stretch. So we will keep an eye on that battle going forward. Faria, who you see Atkinson into the fence out there. That gives second to Bo Brunig. Faria around as well. Lepresto working the bottom, trying to find his way forward. Doing quite well right now as Ryan Pace continues to stretch his lead. Once again, race for the transfer spot. Ross Weiss on the outside of Jeremy Zarfos. He's got it. 8th spot now in the hands of the World of Outlaw video, man. But Zarfos not giving up. That 19 car charging back on the inside. He leaves room for Weiss, who's going to power around coming out of turn 4. Great battle here for the transfer spot. Zarfos over the berm and a crash in front of him. Holy moly. See, Weiss has some damage to the front of that car. Let's back this up. We've got 2 separate incidents. Here's Atkinson going into turn 1. Faria's going to put the slide job on. He collects Shea Pallow. Atkinson upside down. Every single one of those cars back on their wheels, which is a good thing for them. They don't want to be the one guy out of this race. Check on Zarfos' deal as well. See him on the inside. He tries to get in the corner early. Man, that was heavy contact. No way that car's still rolling, right? Let's get back to live. It is still rolling. Gotta have some serious damage. Weiss actually lost the nose piece on his car, so you know he's got some damage. 9th place belongs to Brad Faria. That car is damaged beyond repair, and he will be the man who misses out on tonight's A main feature. So unfortunate for him to get collected in that mess. Ryan Pace still out front. Jonathan Lepresto up 4 spots. So everybody still on track will transfer to tonight's main event. I do believe we're going back green this time, which should give us 1 lap of action. Everybody transfers, but they still can fight for their starting position here. If you can pass a car or 2, maybe you get that outside starting lane position that you want. And that's just 1 more car you don't have to pass in the feature if you're trying to go forward. Pace gives him green. Brunig with a good start, but he's got Lepresto breathing down his neck. White flag is out. 10-lap race, not 12 like it says. Ryan Pace going to come off of turn number 4. He's going to take the victory Behind them, looks like John Lepresto is going to concede to Bo Brunig. Shea Paolo comes home fourth. And fifth place, I do believe, goes to Brent Hobson. So we've got a 2-minute warm-up before we go racing here in tonight's feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Energy Gum is a boost of energy, alertness, and focus in a chew. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to take effect and is a cheaper and healthier alternative to energy drinks and shots that fill you with calories and sugar. Wicked Energy Gum is made in the USA, and the best part of it all is that for every pack you buy, they make a donation to the Cognitive Warriors Foundation, who focuses on improving access to quality health care for active and former U.S. military men and women who suffer from depression and PTSD. Just go to wickedenergygum.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. The DOBRL code also works on wickedreliefcbd.com for your daily dose of CBD as well. These are the sponsors that keep these broadcasts going, bringing the DOB action to Twitch and Facebook every week. We appreciate their support here with the DOB and Elbows Up TV, and we hope that you show them the same support by heading to their website, purchasing their products, and using that code to let them know that we were the people that sent them. These guys having a little fun here in the warm-up session. 14 seconds left. Currently top of the timesheet is Justin Thomas. Second place belongs to Colton Hardy. Third place right now, Billy Rowley. Fourth, Chris Roberts. And fifth is Anthony Lepresto. That is going to end our warm-up session and get us ready for tonight's 35-lap A main feature at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. A little bit cooler session here for the Wingless 360s than we saw in the midget race. Still waiting on Justin Thomas, who now loads in. So we've got everybody there ready to roll. So let's talk about our starting lineup. Front row, it's a Team SETI lockout. On the pole in the number 79 Wicked Energy Gum machine, it is Billy Rowley. And to his outside in the 37, Zane Scott. Chris Roberts and Anthony Lepresto make up row number 2, as Colton Hardy and Justin Thomas are in row number 3. Braden Eiler, Tyson Landis, row 4. Tyler Schell, Kendall Tucker, row 5. Cole Newhoff, Todd Brandt, Ryan Pace, Bo Brunig, John Lepresto, Shea Paolo, Brent Hobson, Ross Weiss, and Kyle Atkinson and Jeremy Zarfos round out your field. 20 cars, 35 laps, and plenty of fun to come. The Dirty Old Bastards Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series, live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, the DOB Facebook and YouTube page. Appreciate everybody staying up late with us here. Bubba with the host, thank you, my friend. Double E, appreciate the follow earlier on. We're getting ready for the final race here tonight. Billy Rowley has control. He's going to give him green off of turn 4. Here we go. Rowley with a good start. He's going to work that slider line ahead of Zane Scott. Drivers fanning out behind them. Ooh, rally over the top of the cushion. He's into the fence. He's able to get that car off the wall, but not before he loses a lot of spots. Not sure if he's got damage on that thing as well. Saw that thing bike on the cushion. Sent him back in this field. Zane Scott takes control of the race here. At 37, rolling pretty good right now. Chris Roberts right behind him. He's got Colton Hardy breathing down his neck. See Braden Eiler working the inside of Justin Thomas. He's going to slide in front of the 9 car. Anthony Lepresto, the next target in the 57. Eiler's going to try to put the slider on him, hit the inside berm, gets him crossed up a little bit. They're going to come 3 wide off of turn number 2 there. Thomas now with the slider on the 57. They make a little bit of contact. Not sure how that wasn't a bigger problem. Thomas going to squeeze. Oh, 1 car upside down. Chris Roberts into the outside retaining wall. Gonna try to get that car rolling. It is not going to roll far. Let's back this up. See what happened. See Colton Hardy applying the pressure here on the front stretch. Roberts goes down into turn number 1. That car just did not take a set up over the cushion into the fence. And severe damage to that race car, taking him out of tonight's event. Lap 38 becomes the white flag lap. Bubba, no, this is not a 200 lap race. It's only a 35 lap race, but the caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition. So we will manually count our caution flag laps and remove them from the 35 lap race. There's your top 10 right now. Zane Scott, your leader. Colton Hardy, second. John Lepresto up 5 spots into the top 10. Cole Newhoffen up to 7th. Kyle Atkinson and Chris Roberts, the only 2 cars out of this race. Going back green this time with 30 laps still to go. Keep an eye on that 79 car. Looks like Rowley didn't encounter any damage with his early encounter with the wall. Sitting 11th right now. We know he's got a fast car, but a long way to go as that hole was dug. Great start for Zane Scott, who got the jump on Colton Hardy. All of these guys working the high side of the track. You can see him. There's a little bit of a slip there farther back in the field. Not sure if that was Landis or who. Looks like they got it straightened out. Colton Hardy now catching the rear of that 37. Swindell Speed Lab driver trying to make his way around Team SETI's Zane Scott. Zane nearly hopping the cushion down there, but ooh, a little bit of an issue there for Hardy, who caught Zane a little quicker than he wanted. Had to get out of it just a touch, head to the bottom of the track. He's going to slide up in front of Lepresto and go over. Colton Hardy upside down. Every single car somehow able to get around. See Hardy working the inside. He's going to slide up in front of Lepresto, who makes contact and sends him into the outside wall. I do believe that's one of those deals that we see, how the car that slides through the slick slows down a little bit more than what the car behind him expects. And that contact ends the night for Colton Hardy, who was running in the second spot. Zane Scott, still your race leader. Anthony Lepresto in here at second spot. Thomas, Eiler, Newhoffen, your top 5. Newhoffen up 6 spots. Lepresto up 8. John Lepresto, that is. Billy Rowley has worked his way back to the 9th spot. Newhoffen giving his teammate Eiler a little bit of love out there with a bumper shot. Lap 41 becomes our white flag lap. We're going to go green next time by, working lap 15. Zane Scott getting some love in the Facebook chat from Mason Hannigan. Doing quite well so far in the early going. We've got a ways to go yet. But he's doing everything that he needs to do up to this point. Zane Scott going to give them green here coming off of turn number 4. Good start for Scott. Lepresto able to stay with him, though. Somebody at the rear of the field did not go. Caution flag going to wave right off the start. See if I can find out who that was. Was John Lepresto having an issue? You could see him. Looks like Kendall Tucker up over the rear of Lepresto, which turned him around. See if I can get a different look at it as well. You can see as they were getting ready to go, everybody squeezes together. Lepresto runs into the back. Well, no, doesn't even hit. Man, that's some goofy net code right there. And I say net code, there was clearly contact there. But the way the car reacted with the contact was just a little silly. You know, instead of Tucker hopping up over the rear wheels, all of a sudden Lepresto bogs down, which causes more problems. Looked like Billy Rowley made contact there as well. So just kind of strange start there. That changes our top 10 a little bit. Billy Rowley gains 2 spots there as Tucker comes together with Lepresto. Lepresto, of course, the big loser. He's got to go to the rear of the field and restart that charge that he was making. White flag lap moves to lap 44. Zane Scott going to try to get another good restart. Anthony Lepresto stuck with him pretty good there that last time. So we'll see if Zane can come up with something different here. We're going green this time by. Everybody in the center of the field, much better start here. Scott got a great start over Lepresto, who has Braden Eiler all over his rear, and Justin Thomas into the fence. He's going to get help from Kendall Tucker and Shea Palo before coming to a rest. Here is Thomas, who comes up to do battle with Eiler. Car's going to hop the cushion over. You hear how much he's feathering that throttle there, doing battle for second. Just did not stick like he wanted it to. And that ends the evening for the Mode Motorsports driver. lap 47 becomes your white flag lap. We've seen a lot of that here tonight, Bubba. The midget race was full of crashes as well. I have a feeling this race is going to get settled down momentarily, and that'll kind of clean up, but we did see a lot of yellows in race number 1 here tonight. That's keeping us up late. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us. This is the final race of the night for DOB competition. We will have 2 races tomorrow night in 410 competition, winged sprint cars, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. How's it going, Brian? Good to have you. We're going back green this time. Zane Scott going to try to get a better restart here. Put a gap on Anthony Lepresto. He does. Eiler charging in on Lepresto, nearly making contact. Goes to the bottom of the track, but Lepresto has once more caution flag going to wave. Tyler Schell this time. See if we can get a different viewpoint. See Schell on the outside. Hops around the 46 of Tucker. I don't think Tyson Landis expected a car to have a charge on him like that. Tyson went to the top of the track. Schell was partially there at least. That car does limp away. I think it's still straight. Kropaszewski talking about old John Lepresto in the chat. John had a really good run going earlier, and then a restart caused some problems for him. He has dropped back to 14th, where he will try to restart his charge forward. That's your top 10 right now. White flag lap goes to lap 50. Remember, caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition. So once we hit lap 50, the white flag will fly. Zane Scott, your leader. Anthony Lepresto. Braden Eiler, your top 3. Tyson Landis, fresh off a really good race last night, has made his way into the top 5. Zane Scott gives him green. Everybody a little more cautious. Oh, we got one car upside down, at least in the fence. That's Landis. We just talked about him. Bringing out the caution. Let's see if we can get a different view here. Kind of hard to see with that gigantic guardrail fence. You see it just hopping on the cushion and just got stuck. Never could get off of it. Landis has pulled it into the pits. So he is done for the night. White flag goes to lap 53. Bo Brunig up 8 spots right now. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to get back to green. Lap 53 will be when the white flag flies. We did see a time limit come into play in the midget race. We're not there yet, but we're not far off either. Right now, 13 minutes left in this race. Zane Scott once again. Look at Cole Newhoffen working the bottom. Newhoffen started 11th in this race. Unable to make any positions there on the bottom. Gets back to the top in front of Kendall Tucker. Tucker going to try to put a slider in, unable to make that one stick. Zane Scott holding on as Anthony Lepresto sets his sights. Yeah, Bubba, you might see old Hoodius on here at some point. Been talking to him. We'll see what happens. Lepresto now with a run to the inside of Zane Scott. Scott over the cushion into the fence that allows the 57 to clear him. And I don't think he's going to be able to mount a charge back to the inside, so give the race lead to Anthony Lepresto. Newhoffen now in third. Caution flag waves. Wow, Billy Rowley with a wild ride. Bo Brunig getting caught up in it. Let's see what happened here to Mr. Rowley. See him hopping the cushion there in 3, but that car was already missing its engine cowling, which I don't think it was when we restarted that race. Apparently it was. So maybe he had a little more damage than what we originally thought. And now Rowley parks it in the pits and his night is over. Nathan mentioned it in the chat. John Lepresto, his charge is starting back again. Up 9 spots from where he originally started, back to 7th now. Had that rough restart. Lap 56 becomes our white flag lap. That means we got 20 left in this bad boy. Once we get back to green here. Anthony Lepresto has control of the race. Zane Scott, who led the early stages, going to be looking to see if he can make a move here on this restart. Doesn't quite time it right. Great start for Lepresto. Scott backing it in. Whoa, problems behind them. Braden Eiler. Back this up. As you see, Scott gets in sideways, which backs Newhoffen up, which brings him into Eiler. Tucker and Bo Brunig know where to go. Tyler Schell also into the fence as well. He tried to get around the outside, was unable to do so. Landing on his lid. That is it for Tyler. Eiler still rolling around out there. White flag lap moves to lap 59. Currently with 8 minutes and 52 seconds left in this race as a time limit. John Lepresto, the recipient of a couple of spots in that schmozzle there, going into turn 1 on the restart. So he now sits in 4th. Ross Weiss up 12 spots, sitting in 6th. Fantastic run for Ross so far. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to go green here off of turn number 4. 8 minutes left in this race. Or the white flag waves on lap 59. Anthony Lepresto gives him green. Scott Newhoffen sticking right with the 57. Tucker to the outside. John Lepresto working the inside. Ross Weiss following him down there. Ooh, Newhoffen with a big slider. He's going to put the boot to the 37 of Scott. Kendall Tucker runs into Scott. Zane trying to get that thing back rolling. I think he'd like to catch that 11 car and give him a little receipt. Scott back into the fence. He gets it off of the wall. Not before he loses a couple of spots. See Eiler backing it in. He's got John Lepresto to the inside of Kendall Tucker there, working on 3rd spot. Looks like that inside just not quite what the outside has right now. Braden Eiler was putting a slide job on there and ended up in the fence just as I changed the camera. And we've got a car around. That's John Lepresto again. So we back it up, get a different viewpoint. Working the inside there. I can't tell if Eiler made contact. That's heavy contact there with Brent Hobson. Let me back this up. And I want to get Braden Eiler's nose. Eiler backs it in hard. He's going to charge off on the bottom. See Lepresto trying to get that thing rolling. I didn't see any contact. Now, that doesn't mean there wasn't some net code, but there was no contact there between those cars. Either Lepresto lost it of his own accord, or it was a net code thing that turned him around. Yeah, Ross Weiss doing the business right now. Currently sitting in 6th. He's got Zane Scott in front of him. Scott might have a little bit of damage on that car after a couple of connections with the outside wall. Brent Hobson in 7th, but he had heavy contact. Mason saying that Lepresto's wheel turned way left, had problems with his steering. We're going back green with Anthony Lepresto out front. Cole Newhoffen second. Kendall Tucker third. White flag lap is lap 62. Only 4.5 minutes left in this race, though. See Zane Scott putting the slider on Kendall Tucker. Scott wants so badly to get back to Cole Newhoff, I know exactly what he's doing. He's driving like a man possessed because he's got a right rear with the 11's name on it. I can just see it. Newhoff doing quite well right now, however. He's on the back bumper of Anthony Lepresto. Ooh, nearly making contact there. He slides down the track into Kendall Tucker. Lepresto now off the pace. Whoa, there goes Scott for a big ride. Caution flag waves. Let's back this up. I want to see what happens to Newhoff here. You see Lepresto slows up here as he nearly stuffs it in the fence. That sends Newhoff down the track into Tucker. He gets it gathered back up, and then Zane Scott goes into turn 3. You see that car, the left rear bikes up, which buries the right front. And upside down goes Zane Scott, and his night has ended. We don't have many cars left. Colton Hardy, who crashed early on in this race, got his car fixed. He is currently 3 laps down, but he has clawed his way back to a top 10. Another caution fest here. We had one in the midgets. We've got one in the wingless 360s. Lap 65 is the white flag lap, but we've got 2 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. This is surely going to be a time limit race. So we're going to have to see when the white flag flies to know when this race is ending. Yeah, Fat Lady's going to sing here momentarily, no matter what. Lepresto is going to give him green here off of turn 4. 13 laps left in this race, or 1 minute 37 seconds. Kendall Tucker backing it into turn 1. Gets a little too far sideways. Dives to the bottom of the track. Braden Eiler going to try to move around the outside. Near contact between those cars. Tucker with the slider in. Eiler, the over-under, not going to make that stick. Looked like that middle. A little too slick for him down there, but he gets to the moisture. Big slider in. Eiler into the fence. Tucker goes back to the bottom. Those two boys having a fantastic battle for second right now. Tucker going to slide once more. 52 seconds left in this race. Tucker's going to protect the bottom there on Eiler. Looked like Newhoff had trouble getting into that corner. He got it straightened out. Tucker has sole control, a second spot now. Behind them, Ross Weiss has moved into the top 5. Fantastic run from 18th place starting spot. But while those guys did battle, Anthony Lepresto started to gap the field. Coming down the front stretch this time. 14 seconds left in the race. We should see the white flag here. Next time around, Kendall Tucker. I'm not sure if he knows he's running out of time. But he absolutely is, and he is trying hard to catch the 57. They threw the white flag as the time expired. Checkered flag going to fly across the line. Anthony Lepresto is going to take victory here in the Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Sprint Series. Kendall Tucker going to finish second. Braden Eiler brings his car home in third. And that is it. Anthony Lepresto, your winner. We're going to get these guys into Discord, see if we can get some interviews here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us all night. Has been a late one, a lot of cautions. So we got Braden Eiler and Kendall Tucker. Let's talk to Kendall. Second place here tonight, Kendall. Backing up your midget victory. Doing quite well on the night. Maybe not exactly what you wanted. I know that was a battle out there. Talk to us about that race.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like the midget race. Just I don't know why we can't just get some green flag laps in. It's just I don't know if it's just people just being over aggressive or just a lack of skill on the track gets this slick. But I mean, you just got to learn to be patient. I mean, Chris, he puts a lot of time into this stuff, and so do you, Anthony, with the broadcast and stuff. It's just frustrating that I mean, a bunch of grown adults here, and we just can't get some green flag laps in. Everybody's got to be so aggressive on the first corner, first lap of everything. So I mean, just hopefully we can just learn to have a little more respect for the league and Chris, because it's more disrespectful to him than it is anything else.
Yeah, that frustration was seeping through, and I noticed that the cushion seemed to be biting a handful of guys as well. We saw people biking, getting into the fence, and up and over. How complicated was the cushion out there?
Yeah, I mean, you just had to figure out where the fine line was with your setup and how hard you can drive it, really. So, I mean, just it kind of showed right there again once we finally got some green flag laps in. I mean, I felt like I was catching Anthony right there. I think if we would have had one or two more laps, I think we could have been right there and hopefully threw a slider, because we were able to make a couple sliders work right there on Braden. I was surprised I was able to make them, but yeah, I just wish we could have had some more green flag laps, like I said, and it could have been a really good race.
There you have it. Second place, Kendall Tucker. First and second tonight. Not a bad wingless Wednesday, but congratulations, my friend. Good luck going forward.
Yeah, just got to thank all my guys at Speed Lab again. Just thanks to Justin Thomas and Colton Hardy for their help tonight, for getting me up to speed. And shout out to Chris and you for getting this stuff set up and organized. It's a pretty cool deal to come out here and do it. And hopefully everybody will have a little more respect from here on out.
There you have it from second place, Kendall Tucker. Let's talk to the man who took victory here tonight in the Pure Cornhole League and Tournaments Wingless 360 Series. Anthony Lepresto, you got out front off of a move on Zane Scott, and you were able to hold it all the way to the end. That race had to be a little frustrating. A lot of cautions coming out. You had a lot of restarts to defend, but talk to us about how you were able to take the lead and stay out front.
Yeah, definitely frustrating, like you said. There was just a bunch of yellows, and I knew I had to make a move on Zane sooner or later, so saw my opportunity there when he messed up off the corner, and was able to make the slider work, and he didn't hit me too hard in the ass. Actually, he didn't make any contact with me at all. A lot of guys just drive right through you, and he didn't, so give him credit for that, and yeah, just a good race overall.
How complicated is it to keep focus with that start-stop nature that we saw with all the cautions in that race? But you were always able to seemingly get good restarts, but I would say that you're having to try and change your restart every time to just keep people on their toes, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mostly did the same thing there, just because I had a certain area that I got the best bite off the top, off 4 there, so tried to keep it the same for the most part. Just wanted to focus on not spinning my tires too much, and that seemed to work for the most part. Even though just couldn't get into one at all tonight. For some reason, I was just super thin up there the line, and just couldn't make it work. So I was losing a lot of time there, and yeah, just kind of lucky.
Well, you definitely made it work tonight. We've seen you have fast cars all season long, maybe catching a little bit of bad luck, but finally one goes your way. It's got to feel good, even though we had a lot of cautions here tonight.
Yeah, it always feels good to get a win with DOB. I've always said it's the premier league on dirt racing, on iRacing as far as I'm concerned. So anytime you win with these guys, you know you're beating a lot of good drivers, so always feels good.
Well, congratulations, Anthony. Big winner here tonight in the Wingless 360 Series. Well done, and good luck going forward, my friend.
Yeah, man, thanks. I just got to thank the sponsors. joined a new team based out of Australia and New Zealand, BSL Sim Racing. Just want to give them a shout out. Give some of our sponsors a shout out. Buckley Systems, Essenger Engineering, Wicked Cushion. I want to thank DOB for running this thing as always, and thank you guys for casting.
Well, there you have it, race winner Anthony Lepresto, top spot of the podium here tonight. Let's talk to Braden Eiler, who came home third. Braden, we saw some haymakers out there. We saw guys biking on the cushion. Saw you backing it in pretty hard, too, there a couple of times, keeping that thing wound up on the top. Talk to us about how tough that race was.
Yeah, the car felt really good, but eventually after all the stop and go starts where we couldn't even get a lap in, eventually someone was bound to make a mistake, and that happened. And car was broke, wasn't really driving the best, but it was doable. And I think if it was I think the car was still good. Probably maybe would have been a little bit higher on the podium, but I guess we'll take what we can get.
It's a complicated start and stop nature to that race, and you seemed like you kind of yo-yoed there a little bit back and forth, but you were able to climb your way back forward. Just seemed like just every time you get going, all of a sudden your groove was kind of shut off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to be over aggressive because, well, maybe I should have played it the opposite. Maybe hopefully I got a caution to play in my favor, but I wasn't really trying to send too many sliders, and because I knew with all the cautions we had, I didn't really want to make any nature for any more cautions to happen. But yeah, the car, the toe was knocked out of the front there, so I had to steer it about a quarter more than normally would. So if I was going straight, I'd be steering right. So it's really hard to enter the corner. You had to back in there a lot of times and try not to park the guy behind you. But yeah, I kind of wish the car wasn't broke there at the end, but oh well.
Well, fighting a little bit of a rough car, beat up throughout that absolute war out there in this Wingless 360 sprint race. Congratulations, Braden, for bringing it home on the podium, and good luck going forward here in DOB competition.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Kansas Sim Team, Wicked Cushion, the Racing Network, all the family, friends, everyone out there, and DOB, you guys for putting all this.
There you have it, Braden Eiler finishing third. Got word from all of the top three there. It was a war of attrition, which was ultimately won by Anthony Lepresto. Fantastic drive throughout the night. Very complicated for these guys to keep a level head as all of that wildness was happening around them. But a couple of them were able to do so and come away with some good finishes. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight into the wee hours. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday night, for the Woo 410 Sprint Series with the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. Starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got 2 races coming at you tomorrow night. We'll hope you would join us then. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, and we will catch you next time.